Welcome guys, John's Football Channel. I hope all you're doing well. Today we're going to be looking at some transfers that we might be looking coming in, going out. Who would you like to have to see at our football club going into this new season with Xabi Alonso as the manager for Chelsea going into the season? Where could we finish? What are we looking to accomplish this season? Let's get into it. And I think these new managers have a new way of playing compared to the older managers. I think the older managers are probably more stuck into their routine, their ways in terms of a certain formation. With the new managers that are coming in, with the likes of Arteta, the likes of Xabi Alonso, those types of managers, the young managers, you could say, I think they have more of a dynamic play about them. They have quite a few formations, probably one or two, or even probably more than that, that are they able to turn to in a different areas of the game or different types of games that they would look, okay, for this particular game we might be setting up in this formation, going into the next game we'll be sitting in this formation. And I think they practice it on a day-to-day basis, so they are able to gel into different formations. And I think with Xabi Alonso, I think at times we could, I don't think necessarily every single game it will be a case of a back three. I think majority probably will be a back three, but I think there will be a time that we could be looking at a back four. I think obviously depending on the players that we have, depending on the profile of player that is available to the club and available to the team at that particular time. Let's take a look. Obviously, we probably will be looking most likely at a back three, and then a midfield four, and then a two, and then a one as the striker. So let's get into the players that we probably currently have. We're most likely going to have going into this new season for the Premier League, and then let's actually see who have resigned and who could be still be possibly wanting to sign in order to strengthen the squad to the best capabilities that we have at our disposal for this new season. So obviously, if we take a look at the goalkeepers, obviously chances are we're most likely going to have Pendes, we're most likely going to have Sanchez, and we're going to have Jorgensen. Now goalkeepers, it is a thing of who are we keeping, who are we selling, and what are we doing with the other goalkeeper, basically, and who's staying at the football club. Personally, I think the goalkeeping position is one of our weak points right now at the club. I'm not comfortable with Sanchez. I'm not comfortable with Jorgensen. I'm not really comfortable with Pendes, but I would agree for Pendes to be at the football club if we have someone that's gonna be the main man, and then Pendes can come in wherever he needs to, depending on the game, whether depending on the competition as well that we're playing, like the likes of the Carabao, the likes of the FA Cup, we could possibly see Pendes playing in those competitions. It is a thing of going into the finals. If we do make it to the finals, do we change into the better goalkeeper? Or I think it obviously probably will also depend on how he's doing and what his form is looking at leading into the final game, if we do manage to get into the later stages of those competitions. Signing a good goalkeeper for us is going to be a very, very crucial thing going into this in the season, and I think it could depend on where we finish this season as well. We sell Jorgensen, we sell Sanchez, and then with that money that we managed to coop up, we probably go and buy a decent goalkeeper for us, and then we'll have Pendes alongside him to compete in the Premier League. We know there's not many competitions that we have to compete in for the season, so it's not like it's going to be very, very difficult to stick in with 2 to 3 goalkeepers for us. Fingers crossed nothing actually happens. Nothing, not like we go on a injury spree with goalkeepers, but fingers crossed that we are able to keep our goalkeepers fit and they're both available for majority of the games going into the season. I'm not too sure who is available in the market for us to actually get. Let me down below who would you guys actually be interested in to sign for that position. And then we look at the defense. Obviously, we know we have the likes of Tosin. We know we have the likes of Pelishil. We know we have the likes of Oliver Cowell, Mamadou Sarr, Hato, Trevor Chalobah, Reece James, Mauro Gusto, Wesley Fofana, Josh Yampong, and then also we have we have Axel Disasi. All these defenders for us, it's quite a few. It's quite a big list, and I think it will be a very good opportunity to sell some of these players. I think for Chelsea right now, in terms of the defense, and the players in those certain positions, we don't have some good value on their names to actually sell them. The likes of Tosin, the likes of Belishil, the likes of Axel Disasi. I think it's going to be very, very difficult to actually get proper signings for them. We definitely need these types of players to get off our books, and we need to have a kitty for the players that we need in defense, and able to actually sell some players, so that we actually can buy new players for the defense. We know that there's a very, very close agreement with Chalaba to Como. We know that recently talks have broken down with Como to actually buy him. I'm quite surprised that the value for Chalaba is quite low. I think it's around the 30 to 50 million mark. For me personally, I actually would think Chalaba would be actually the type of player where you would actually be buying him or selling him for the figures around 50 to 60. I think the likes of Lacroix came into Chelsea now with, I think, around 52 million, I think including add-ons. So with Lacroix coming in, is a very, very good signing for us. I think it's like a very, very good signing to pair with Levi Colwell, depending on how we have it. We could either have Levi Colwell on the as a left center back, and then Lacroix probably as the center man in between the two center backs in the back three. And then we could have either I think there's another thing of now, who do we play on the other side? I think the question is, who do we play alongside Lacroix and Levi Colwell? It could be either Josh Yampong or Reece James. I think Reece James could do a role there in that position. I don't think there's a lot of running that he would actually need to be done. And I think if Chelsea wants to, and I think they would actually want to protect Reece James. I do think it's unfortunate that Reece James is keep getting injured, but personally, I think Chelsea should sell Reece James somewhere. If we have a chance to sell him, I think we definitely need to, because once he gets injured and once he stays injured, it's going to be very, very difficult to sell him. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I do agree. Probably it's not going to be very easy to sell him. If he doesn't pass his medical, we'll know his injury record. We'll be able to take a very, very deep dive into the player and actually know what's actually wrong with him, and can he actually overcome these injuries that have been giving him a setback in his career. Me personally, I think that's where Reece James could fit. He could fit on the right hand side of the back three, and then we could have. I would hope for Gusto to actually leave as well. We know that Palmeiras has just been signed for Chelsea as well. I think it's a very, very good signing. We haven't heard much of him, but I think right now at this point, any signing is better than nothing, I would say. And we can only hope as fans that the players that we're actually signing is somewhat decent and somewhat better than the deadwood we have at this football club. It is a question of how much could Gusto go for as another thing, but I think that's the job of the Chelsea Football Club to actually see what deal they can actually make, and how can they actually find ways to actually get this player off the books, and who could they possibly selling this player to. And then I think that's our defense. I think we don't need many other players. I think Amadou Sarr can actually stay and actually be cover, and Champong can be at the back line to actually cover the likes of Lacroix, Levi Colwell, and Reece James from time to time. But I do think the rest of the players do need to get sold. Probably one or two other centre backs that we could actually bring in and actually repair this back line for our club. We do know that also Wesley Fofana is also injury prone, so it's also going to be very, very difficult to get him out of our club. But we'll see what the clubs can do. Hopefully they're able to do it before we start playing in the Premier League. I don't think there's much time left. Time is definitely running on. I think we were about really before probably 1 or 2 weeks just before the Premier League starts. We definitely want to have a squad that is able to go into pre-season and actually gel with the players that they actually have, and actually have prepare all the tactics and the style of play that we will be going into this new season. And then if we look at for the midfield, we know that we have Enzo still on our books. We have Palmer, we have Dario Silgo, We have the likes of Morgan Rogers, who's just been signed from Aston Villa. We know that Garnacho obviously went the other way, so it's very, very good to see that we're able to get someone off our books. And now, obviously, we also have Caicedo. Romeo Lavia is also a difficult one to actually keep in our team and keep him fit. I think he's a very, very good player on his day. It's just unfortunate with injuries have been getting the better of the player. He is only 22 years old, and for him to get as many injuries as he's been getting is not a very, very good sign for his career. So now, obviously, we have. I think if we play with probably a back four and we go with two midfielders, two defensive midfielders, we could see the likes of Moses Caicedo and Dario Sigo pairing up with one another. I think Dario Sigo has done a decent job lately, playing from time to time, coming off the bench, and I think he's a very, very decent player. We haven't seen much of him, but I do think he's able to hold his own in a game. And I think it's definitely a player that we could actually look at and actually say, okay, we can actually rely on you going into the next season. Obviously, we wouldn't necessarily want to rely on him alone. I think we would actually want to see if we can actually sell Enzo Fernandez. We actually would actually want someone else to be cover and actually to be one of the main men in the midfield, just so that we know we have a solid back line and a solid midfield, and then we can bring on Dario Sugo from the bench. Let me know down below who would you like to be seeing to actually play and actually for us to buy. For me personally, we obviously have heard rumors of Gomes from Newcastle coming to Chelsea, but me personally, I don't think I see Gomes as a cam, and I think Palmer plays in that position. I don't think he fully fits the role of a player that we actually would need. That's me personally. I don't think we would actually need him to actually play alongside Enzo or the replacement of Enzo Fernandez. But yeah, I think if we can get another midfielder in terms of the likes of like Alex Scott, that type of midfielder, is not exactly a cam. He's like a centre mid or a CDM in that regard. I think that would be a lot more better player for us to actually look at and actually get into our club. But obviously, if we want to get Gomes, I think it would be a good. It wouldn't be I would say it wouldn't be the worst sign in terms of having him competing from time to time as well with Cole Palmer, but I just don't think he actually fully replaces Enzo Fernandez's position for our club. And then if we look at the striking position, obviously we know we have João Pedro as the main man. We know we have Esteval on the wing, currently injured. We know we have Aka as well, currently 19 years old. We know we have Kitten still. We have Delap. We know that Pedro Neto might be leaving as well. We know that Enzo Maresca is probably looking for a right wing, and looking into Pedro Neto. We personally, I think, as Chelsea fans, we do love the guy. We do, but it's just unfortunate that he's not to the levels of elite in terms of the statistics, in terms of the goals and assists. Actually get on the score sheet, whether it's actually assisting or actually scoring. And I think that's the only problem with Pedro Neto at this stage. If that was not the case, he would be looking at the levels of, I think, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. They both have pace, and I think he would definitely represent that type of baller, and I think he would be in that kind of level of Mane and Salah. But yeah, let me know down below what would you do? Would you keep Pedro Neto or would you sell him? We know that Palmeiras will be playing on that wing, so now it's also a thing of, is there really, if we're playing with a back three, is there really a position for Pedro Neto? I have to think, if Pedro Neto leaves, who do we get? Who do we actually want on that wing? Quenda, we know we have Emmanuel Omega. We know we have all these players that are still in our team. We know we have still Gittins is another thing. Do we actually sell Gittins as well in the same window? It's his first season. I don't think we actually sell him. I think we're going to first try to see what he's made of and can he get to the levels that we expect of him playing in this team. So far, going into this window, we could be possibly seeing Palmeiras as the right centre mid, or the right wing back. Chalapa, hopefully he does stay. I do rate him. We know that he would be a ball and an absolute top player to actually come off the bench if need be and actually start games. I do trust him. From time to time, I do think he's up there. He's not probably he's not like John Terry, but I think he's just probably one level below. And I do think he's a top centre back for any team that he plays for. And then we know we have Lacroix now, so it's also going to be interesting. How does he play? He should be able to hit the levels that he's been hitting at Crystal Palace, a new level, and actually show us exactly the money worth that we actually bought him for. Hato on the other side. Also, we know that Hato is not fully cemented as a wing back or even as a left back. Now is the thing also, who do we get? Who can we get? Should we get anyone to fill in and actually cover Hato? Or Stavao, we know we have Dario Sigo, we have Caicedo, we have Palmer. Depending if we actually need them in the Carabao Cups and the FA Cups to actually freshen up our team and actually give some rest to some of these players. And then we know we have João Pedro up front. And now it's also a question of who do we actually sell the Lap? Can the Lap go out for anything? Or should we just loan him for one season? Do we loan him back to Ipswich? Would Ipswich actually want him back? And actually, do we find a way to actually get money for him? Or do we just loan him out for this season and actually see if we can make some money off him next season? Me personally, the only thing I actually hope from this window is that we don't break FFP rules and we're able to get through this window on a clean slate and actually know that we're finding a way to actually get our money back and we're able to find the medium, being actually to get Champions League football while as also spending the least amount of money possible to actually get us there, knowing that our financial position right now is not the best, and I really just hope that the board and the directors and the owners are able to make the correct decisions and actually know what they're doing, and obviously hope that we're able to get ourselves out of this hole that we have created for ourselves. So yeah, guys, let me down below what you guys think. We know that Aston Villa's set piece coaches also recently came to us as well. So it's very, very good to see. We know that Aston Villa came second last year in terms of set pieces, just behind Arsenal. So that's a very, very good thing to know that we're actually getting the right people in the right places to actually level ourselves up and actually compete at the highest level. So you guys, let me know down below what you guys think of this whole thing, of our whole squad. Who would you like to see? Where do you see we're us lacking? Where I would say where we need strengthening is goalkeeper, left back, probably a right side in terms of the right back or right wing. I don't think we can only rely on Reece James and Palmeiras. I think we just need someone else, depending if we're selling Gusto as well. And then I think also on the depending on if we are able to sell Pedro Neto, hopefully we're able to get someone on that wing to actually improve our quality on that flank. So yeah, guys, this is my news video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace.